So section 11.6, the surface in space. We're gonna study the surface in all spaces, in the space 3 dimension. And next section is going to be just the cylindrical surface. The sphere surface, which is if you hide this coordinate, because we're working with 3 dimension x, y, z, is going to be a circle. You see, this is the equation of the circle: x minus x naught square, y minus y naught square, and equal the radius square. We're going to add the z coordinate, so it's going to be sphere. The planes, this is the general form for the planes: ax plus by plus cz equal d, or ax plus by plus cz minus d equals 0. The cylindrical surface is going to be cylinder. It's going to be circle, but it's going to goes with the y coordinate, or x coordinate, or z coordinate. So it's going to be x squared plus y squared equal a squared. It's raised along the z-axis. You see, it's a circle erased with the z-axis. X squared plus z squared equal a squared. Then erases along y-axis. Y squared plus z squared plus a squared is going to be raised along z-axis. So that's just to refresh your memory about the cylindrical surface, planes, and sphere. Let's study this one, the quadratic surface. This is the general form, which is ax squared plus by squared plus cz squared dxy exz. This is exactly on the slides. That's the important thing. We're going to study that. The ellipsoid, which is, here's the equations: x squared plus a squared over a squared, y squared over b squared, z squared plus c squared equal 1. So check here, a, b, c are positive. The sign here is positive, and this side equal 1. This is called egg sphere. It's look like the egg. All terms positive, and all terms are positive, and the 1 on the side. Okay, so this one, the ellipsoid, all terms positive, and 1 on the other side.
Sir, on the equation above, where there's like, it's just a big equation above the ellipsoid, right over here.
This one?
Yeah, the second two.
The general form. This is for all the ellipsoid, the hyperboloid, all these. This is the general form. Okay.
Yeah, I just got a question about the one right next to the j at the end of the equation, to the left of it.
Here.
Yeah, you see where the j is at the final one?
The final
at the
one?
end. Yeah, and then to the left of that, just like
I.
Oh, that's I, okay.
Yeah, IZ. It doesn't matter like which variable you're gonna put, it's just general form.
Okay. Got it.
So here's the thing. That's what they're gonna ask you. They're gonna give you like this equation, and they're gonna ask you what kind of shape. It's ellipsoid, okay? All terms positive, and 1 on this side. The second one, hyperboloid by 1 sheet. It looks like a cylinder, but it's going to be thinner in the middle. It looks like cylinder, but thinner in the middle. So on this shape, it goes with the z axis. Let's say this is x, this is y. So check the hyperboloid by 1 sheet. It's a cylinder thinner in the middle. So it's a cylinder thinner in the middle. So check, here's the general. Note that only 1 negative term and 1 on the right. So if you look, here's the terms, only 1 negative term. It could be this one, could be this one, or the x, doesn't matter. But 1 negative term and 1 on the right. The negative term tells us which axis is the center of the cylinder. So in this example, negative z, that means the cylinder goes on the z-axis. If it's negative y, it's going to be the cylinder is going to be on the y-axis. If it's negative x, it's going to be on the x-axis, but only one negative sign and one on the other side. So this is the second one. If you look to the first example, x squared over 9 plus y squared over 16 plus z squared over 9 equal 1. You see all the terms is positive and 1 on the side. All terms is positive and 1 on the side. That means this one is exactly like x squared over a squared, y squared over b, z squared over c. It's exactly the same thing. That means a squared is 9, b squared is 16, and c squared is 9. So this one's going to be ellipsoid. It's an egg sphere. Which one is the egg? This cell. You're just going to choose this one. Check. When you got this sign, this is the right answer. It doesn't mean this one. No, it means this one. I choose the right answer. It's just telling me on the bottom, this is correct. It doesn't mean this is the right answer. So you see the second one, all the terms, 2 terms are positive, just 1 is negative. And the negative term is going to tell you which axis is going to be the center of the cylinder. It's going to be on Z or X or Y. It depends about this one. It's going to be on Z. If here is the negative, it's going to be on the Y. That means the cylinder is going to be on the Y. If X, it's going to be the cylinder on the X coordinate. So the next one is hyperboloid with 2 sheets. Check here. That's how it looks like. Hyperboloid, you see, from this one, it looks like on this side, exactly the same thing. But check the difference. We have 2 terms negative. Only one positive term, and one on the other side. So only one positive term, 2 negative terms, and one on the right side. And this one, hyperboloid with 2 sheets, the positive term, so you have to be careful. The positive term tell us which center of the dome, which one. You see, now the positive one is the Z. That means the dome is going to be on the Z coordinate. If the positive is X, it's going to be on the X coordinate. Let's do this one, the X. This is negative. Here's Y, negative Y. So the positive term tell us which one is going to be on the X or Y or Z, but this one is going to be hyperboloid with 2 sheets, and it's a dome. That's the difference between these two. Elliptic cone. You see the cone? This is cone, this is the dome. Here's that's the difference, so you have to be careful between this one and the first one, the second one, the cylinder. Now we have also one negative term, but this side is 0. So that's the difference between the cylinder. You see the cylinder, I have one negative term, but this side is 1. So the only shape with the right side equals 0 is the cone. So when you have 0, keep in your mind it's going to be cone, elliptic cone. Which coordinate, X or Y or Z? It depends. This is the Z, this is X, and here's Y. So the negative term tell us which center is going to be touching the center. Which one is going to be the Z coordinate? So it depends about the negative term. The negative term tell us which one is going to be the center of the cone. Elliptic cone. Elliptic paraboloid. Here's the equations, 2 terms. Z is going to be on one side and it's not square. So that is not square, and xy is going to be on the other side. You see, it's square. Now, how are we gonna know it's x, y, z? It depends about this term. Both these terms are square. The variable is not square. Tell us which axis is the center of the hyperbola. If y is going to be on the y, it's going to be on the y coordinate. If it's x, is going to be on the x coordinate. If it's negative, on the negative side. Now it's a z, so it's going to be on the z coordinate. Write down these. There is the last one, which is hyperbolic paraboloid. Z equal y squared over a squared minus x squared over b. It doesn't matter which one is going to be the negative. The main thing with this graph, here's the negative with the x. That's mean, let's say this is the x. Only one variable is not square, and one of the squared variable is negative. Here's the important thing. The positive squared term, the positive squared term, tell us which axis is being settled. The positive, that means you see the y, the positive squared term. This is the y, this is the z, and here is the x. So now the positive, which is on the y, you see, I need you just to visualize the shape. That means the graph is going to be moved over the y coordinate. Just look like the saddle, moved around the y coordinate. The y coordinate goes across the graph. So this is hyperbolic paraboloid. The positive x is going to be tell you which one is going to be the center of this graph. So if you look at this example, all the equations we have, it's over the number, and here 0 or 1. In this case, we have to rewrite this one again. So this is the second example. So what I'm going to do, 15x squared minus 4y squared plus 15z squared equal -4. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide both sides by -4. So I'm going to divide this one by -4 to make this side equal 1. So it's going to be 15x squared over -4 minus 4y squared over -4 plus 15z squared over -4 equal 1. Let's simplify this one. 15x squared over -4 plus y squared plus 15z squared over -4 equal 1. Now what I'm going to do, I can rewrite this one again as x squared over, it's going to be negative x squared over 4 over 15. And plus y squared, I can write down over 1 minus the same thing, z squared over 4 divided by 15 equal 1. Now tell me, how many terms do we have negative? We have 2 negative terms. This one is look like y squared over 1 plus or minus, I'm going to put the positive one first, minus x squared over 4 divided by 15 minus z squared over 4 divided by 15 equal 1. Let's go back to the notes. Check this one. Positive, positive, negative. I have two negatives. That means this is wrong. Go to the second one. I have positive, second one, positive, negative, negative. So this is the right one. The positive term tells us which one is going to be the center of the dome. Where is the positive term? It's y squared. That means it's going to be on the y coordinate. It's a hyperboloid, 2 sheets. Hyperboloid 2 sheets on the y coordinate. So we have to choose hyperboloid 2 sheets. Yes. Yes or no? This is the hyperboloid 2 sheets on the y coordinate. So we're going to choose this one. Hyperboloid 2 sheets. Careful, it says hyperboloid 2 sheets, and there's the first one. If you check the second one, hyperboloid 1 sheet. I have 1 sheet. Y squared equal 4x squared plus 9z squared. We're going to do exactly the same thing. The first thing, I'm going to move the y to this side. I'm going to move the y to this side. So it's going to be 0 equal 4x squared plus 9z squared minus y squared. This one is exactly like the same thing, 4x squared plus 9z squared minus y squared equals 0. Now I need to cancel the 4 and the 9. So I'm going to divide everything by 36. So it's going to be x squared divide, I'm just going to do it right away. Going to be x squared divided by 9 plus z squared divided by 4 minus y squared divided by 36 equals 0. We have only one surface with equals 0. Only one surface equals 0, which is elliptic cone. Positive, positive, one term is negative, and the negative term tells us which one is going to be the center. So let's look here, positive, positive, the other side equals 0. So it's going to be elliptic cone on the y coordinate. Elliptic cone on the y coordinate. So I'm going to choose, you see the shapes? Choose the elliptic cone on the y coordinate. Here's the y coordinate. If you look to the ABC, A squared is equal 9. That's mean A equal 3 or over the x coordinate. So look to the x coordinate. It's supposed to be the distance from this point, the y, to the over the x-axis is going to be 3. 1, 2, 3. The y 36. That means 6 point was AB. B squared is 36. That means B equal 6. So check the y, supposed to be 6. The y is 36. And the z supposed to be 4. Do we have another one? No, this is the right one. Elliptic cone. If you look to this one, already x squared over 1 plus y squared over 4 plus z squared over 1 equal 1. I don't have to simplify anything. I don't have to change it. It's exactly like the elliptic, no, the elliptic, ellipsoid, because all the terms are positive and the other side equal 1. So here it is. So it's the ellipsoid, the egg sphere, the egg sphere. So just gonna look from here, ellipsoid. It's look like the egg. This is the only shape here. It look like the egg. And if you look here again, this is the A equal 1. Because A squared equal 1, that's mean A equal 1. B squared equal 4, that's mean B equal 2. C equal 1. That's mean on the y coordinate, on the x, here's the x, the shape is going to be on the 1. You can't see it from here. On the y coordinate is going to be, see, 1, 2. On the z, it's 1, because here is the 2. That's why you see x, y, z, it's important to graph the shape, but on this section, we're just gonna choose which one is going to be the right one. If you got another egg here, you have to check the coordinate for x, y, z. Okay? This is question 5. Let's go to 6. Example 6. We have 16 x squared minus y squared plus 16 z squared equal 4. So what I'm going to do on this one, exactly the same thing. We need to make this side equal 1. So divide everything by 16. That means 16 x squared divided by 16 minus y squared divided by 16 plus 16 z divided by 16 by 4. Sorry. By 4 and 16 by 4 equal is going to be 1. So it's going to be 4x squared minus y squared over 1 plus 4z squared equal 1. Then I'm going to rewrite this one again as a x squared 1 over 4 minus y squared over 1 plus z squared over 1 over 4, which is equal 1. So now let's look. I have only one negative term. That means it's a cylinder. It's hyperboloid by one sheet, cylinder. So look at this one, because I have only one negative term. The negative term is going to tell you which one is going to be, which x is going to be the center of the cylinder. So on this one, I know it's a hyperboloid by one sheet, and it's going to be cylinder on the y coordinate, because this is the negative term. So we're going to choose cylinder on the y coordinate. That means this one. If there is another cylinder here with these choices, you have to make sure. So it's hyperboloid, one sheet. If there's another cylinder, you have to check the x, y, z. Like the A here is 1 over 2. 1 over 2. There's the x. You see, it's less than 1. Here's the 1. Y is 1. So y is 1. It's not look like 1 here. But z is 1 over 2. But that's the only one shape we have. Z is supposed to be 1. Did I do something wrong? No. Oh, no. Because it looks like here 3. That's right, but here you see the y coordinate is look like 3. The y coordinate is 1, it's supposed to be until here. Oh, 1, 2, 3. And the z is less than 1 because it's half. Oh, here's the wrong thing. When I divide by 4, there is 4 and here is 4. Yes, now it's more sense. Divide by 4, so it's going to, I forgot the 4. So it's going to be like it's 4, supposed to be 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. Now it's right. So let's do example 7. Example 7. Or x squared. That's the important steps. 4x squared minus y squared minus z squared equal 1. So what are you going to do? This is equal 1. I'm not going to do any change here because this side equal 1. I can't make it 0, so just keep it 1. I'm just going to rewrite this one again as x squared over 1 over 4 minus, I can write down this y squared over 1 minus z squared over 1 equal 1. Two negative sign. Which shape is two negative sign? Hyperboloid, 2 sheets, 2 negative sign. So what I'm going to do, it's a dome. The positive term tell us which center. The positive here on this one, z. On the example here, the positive term is the x. So it's a dome on the x coordinate. So look, there's 2 shapes here. I'm not going to choose this one. I'm not going to choose this one. So here, 2 shapes. On the x coordinate or the z coordinate? No, it's on the x coordinate. Let's check. I think I can. No, I can't. It's minus 1. So let's check the coordinate. First of all, it's hyperboloid with 2 sheets. And this one, let's check the coordinate. X is 1. That means a squared is 1 over 4. So a is going to be 1 over 2. So let's check the a. The x coordinate. Here's 2, so it's supposed to be half. Here's 1, supposed to be less than 1, half. The y is 1. Here's the y coordinate. That means from this side it's supposed to be until 1. I'm telling you, you can't tell on this one. And the z, the height is supposed to be 1. Because the c is 1 square. Let's keep going. Question 8. I want to do exactly the same thing. So x squared minus y plus z squared equal 0. So we're going to do exactly the same thing, but check, I have 2 terms squared, 1 term unsquared. So I'm going to move this one to the other side. That means it's going to be y equal x squared plus z squared. So that means it's y equal x squared over 1 plus z squared over 1. This is only positive. That means it's elliptic. Positive 2 squared, and this one is unsquared. The variable is not squared, which x is going to be the elliptic. So on this one z, on this one is going to be y. So it's elliptic on the y coordinate. Here's elliptic. I have only this one on the y coordinate. So it's elliptic paraboloid. Be careful, not elliptic cone. It's elliptic paraboloid along with x with the y axis. Next one, example 9. Example 9, x squared minus y squared plus z, x squared minus y squared plus z equal 0. So 2 squared f, I'm going to move these two because I need to keep this one positive on this side. So it's going to be z equal, it's going to be y squared minus x squared. That means z is going to be equal y squared over 1 minus x squared over 1. Now, which one is going to be? It's going to be the last graph, hyperbolic paraboloid. Because negative one sign, z on this side, it's exactly like the same thing. So the positive term on this one, the positive term tell you which one is going to be the graph on. So on this one, first of all, it's hyperbolic paraboloid. This one, and it's going to be, here's the shape of it, and it's going to be on the y coordinate. You see, it's going to, like the y coordinate is going to be go through this shape. So this one is the right one. The last one, example 10, classify a quadratic surface. Let's check that. Z squared. Therefore, here we have all the terms squared. 10, it's z squared equal x squared plus y squared over 9. So I'm going to move this one to this side. That means it's going to be x squared plus y squared over 9 minus z squared equal 0, equal 1, equal 0. Move this one to the other side. So that means this is over 1, so x squared over 1 plus y squared over 9 minus z squared over 1 equals 0. I have only one shape equals 0. So it's going to be one shape equals 0, this one, plus minus 0. So it's going to be elliptic cone, but which one, the negative, is going to be, tell you in which direction it's going to be. So here's the negative, it's going to be on the z coordinate. That means it's elliptic cone, which we have. Here's the elliptic cone, and here's. This is not this one or this one. How are we going to tell that? Let's check that. A squared, which is on the x coordinate, equal 1. That means A equal 1. B squared equal 9. That means B equal 3. And C squared equal 1. That means C equal 1. So X, Y, Z. Let's check. The x coordinate is 1. That means you see it's supposed to be here 1. The y coordinate is a 3. So 1, 2, 3. So on this side until 3. And the z is 1. Check the other one. The x is 5, 20. Maybe more than 20. The y. The x is until 15. And the z is 5. So this is the wrong answer. So we're going to choose this one.